So, Hiveless, what's your story? Even Mistako could tell it was a joke. All Hiveless have the same story. You wake up, you're an outcast, you're banished. I had it pretty good for a while out here. After the rebellion was crushed, Tengu took over. The Traders Guild supplied food for the whole empire. Farming was good business, and no one farms better than a hiver. Until one day they just rolled in with the Slavers Guild and tried to put shackles on all of us. Drought eventually hits everywhere, and they thought they'd recoup their losses by selling us off. But I got out. Got out with a fat price on my head. What about you, Scorchlander? Grew up in Bast. Quiet life, nothing special. Then the Holy Nation burned our farms to the ground. They killed anyone who fought back, took the rest. A few of us escaped, grabbed some blades, survived by plundering Holy Nation supply caravans. We worked with the UC troops for a while, until they claimed we were destitute. Then they captured us, and either conscripted us or sold us to the Slavers Guild. But me and the boys put up a fight for years. They're all dead now, or worse. And the slavers left me for dead when you found me. Well, what now? We can't all stay here as wanted men. These guards don't seem to want to hassle us, but that won't last. I know a place. It's safe. You don't know a place. I do. The caravans and the tech hunters talk about it. We go past the Great Desert, west of the Deadlands, in the border zone. There's no United Cities, no Holy Nation. Just a town called the Hub. Hello everyone, welcome back to Kenshi. So last time we made a bit of progress, recruited 2 new squad members. First was a fugitive Empire peasant that we found in the desert. Convinced him to join us after just talking to him. The second was an enslaved outlaw that we saw kind of alone. We broke him free of the shackles, and he opted to follow us. So they both have bounties of sorts to deal with currently. So we just kind of waited overnight for them to rest, let some of that timer expire. There are a variety of people still in this bar that we could recruit. Each one of them would have a cost. A lot of them are specialists. There were a couple farmers, a couple engineers, a chef, a scientist kicking around here somewhere. Must have gone for a walk. But either way, we're not particularly in need of those services right now. If we had a bit of a town going on, either we settled our own base or we had a bit more action going on in a established city, every one of them would be valuable for those. Otherwise, they'd be sitting at... yeah, there's Azumi. Otherwise, they'd all be sitting at kind of ones all across the board for their combat stats, much like Hasorn is. Very new character. And yeah, these 2 both have bounty on of sorts that will expire. Beckus will be gone shortly. Hasorn will be, 90 hours, so he's got a long way to go still. So that leaves us with what we want to do now. I don't want to bounce around, just murder hoboing right on the desert like Mersako's been doing. So it'd be nice to leave UC territories. We don't want to go west yet. I don't think the cannibals are the strongest individual threat, but they travel in groups and we can't defend ourselves yet. This corner gets pretty dangerous. And we could leave from the south here. I know there's a neutral, not really a settlement, but there's a pit stop. We can stay there. And from here we can branch out a little more. Try to decide what we want to do. I think that's a goal for now. I think long term we want to find a place we can set down, get a town going, or get something going in a town, get some research going, get a farm going or something. But Bark is not the place for that. We could expand. There's a couple small houses. I think a big building. Yeah, a big building available as well. think there's some copper and some iron out in the dunes. Okay, here's an iron resource, a very good one for that matter. And some of these areas are probably fertile enough to grow some rudimentary farms. We'd have a bit of industry going, a bit of food growing, but we don't want to be restricted or even centered around, you know, the northeast edge. If one of these other UC cities had a good spot for that, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe Stoat. Maybe Stoat would be functional. Maybe Hang. Just get a starter, you know, starter setup going as we recruit more. But I don't think we're quite ready for that. I don't think we have a good location. If we were kind of in the default start location, kind of the central deserts here, a lot of great spots for that, either on our own or within some of the existing cities. But we're not. Maybe we'll make our way down there. You know, boost up a little bit, but we'll just play it by ear. Because we have 2 people with bounties right now, we're kind of worried about just regular bounty hunters. They'll be looking for Beckus, and anyone can really detect Haysorn. Which isn't a huge deal, but would be annoying. Slave hunters, manhunters, slaver caravans, they'll beeline for Haysorn. So they're kind of the big threats. And of course we got skimmers. Another thing I'd be looking for out here would be weapons for Beckus and Haysorn. Katana, ninja blade, anything like that would work. We could stop in town somewhere. Plenty of weapon shops along the way. But even a rudimentary katana is going to be, you know, 3,000-4,000 cats. Where the hell do you come from? That's a bit of an investment right now. You know, maybe we could jump by some sand ninjas and steal their ninja swords. And I'm kind of leaning on those weapons again because they're high cutting to blunt damage. They're really good for training dexterity. And dexterity is incredibly useful to level early. Until something goes on, we're just gonna make our way through the desert and see what happens. Hopefully get through it pretty quietly. We're just passing kind of the edge of where we've been, kind of the edge of United Cities territory. Very uneventful trip. As skimmers pop up. We'll leave them in the dust. Sans looks like he's finally grown a step, so he's considered a teen. And so yeah, his stat penalties are pretty much halved from what they were before. So he's a lot faster and a lot stronger. Which is good news. And as a group, we're moving much faster now because of it. We've reached the way station kind of on the edge of UC territory I was looking for. It does have a very large building for sale. If we had a bit more money, we could camp out here and use it as a base of operations for a while. Should have some resources available. Yeah, we can scavenge some copper out here. Probably some iron if we dug around far enough. Other than that, it's just a bar and a mechanical shop. Tech hunters, yeah. Another hireable drifter. Some mercenary factions. This dude's a Shek. Haven't seen many of them yet. And a plastic surgeon. So plastic surgeons are kind of handy. Not only do you change your appearance, change any aesthetics, gives you a reduction to your slave count. So I don't know, let's make them grow. Don't know if that hairstyle is going to work though. Yeah, whatever, that'll work. Yeah, so that doesn't look like it actually did anything. But typically, when you rescue slaves or escape, you want to run to the plastic surgeon. Yeah, so it's got just some trade goods. But I guess now if we wanted to go somewhere reasonably our level, we want to sneak around here. This dark area is called the Deadlands. Not the friendliest place. These canyons are pretty dangerous, so we need to sneak around the border. Once we get into this area, we'll be looking kind of in the far edge of Holy Nation territory. We should be safe here. And then this area, lots of room to move around here. And too far south, bad news again. Too far east, bad news. But there's a bit of a safe trail through here. We can run through the Deadlands. This won't be a pleasant experience. But let's make our way out. Okay, so we passed through Holy Nation territory. This area is called the Skinner's Roam. Moving into the border desert. Just stumbled on this tiny settlement. This place has a lot of deep valleys and canyons, so navigation is sometimes interesting. So I guess that path wasn't valid, but yeah. We'll just let the pathfinding do what it does. And an unknown tower. We will not be going there for a while. That's just another faction base. One of the lower level ones, to be fair. More than we can handle. And we got some sort of camp near us. Oh, I don't see it. Another way station. That's good. What do we got here? Hungry bandit. Hungry bandit. Bunch of them. This guy is giving us the opportunity to talk. But we're starting to run low on food too. So we don't want to share. These guys are pretty much the equivalent of the hungry vagrants on the other side. So even though they double our numbers, not too worried. Well, they started off the fight much better than we did. Just noticed I forgot to bring the sleeping bag from our bark shack. Would have been useful, but didn't think that far ahead. Oh, that just took some shots to the arm. Stako came out pretty well. Sans isn't too bad. Let's take that sword. A little heavy. It's decent cutting damage though, so it could be used for training. Just another just a rusty metal rod though. These aren't worth much money, but we're gonna be low on food soon, so we'll need to take anything we can. And we're back. Check out this tiny settlement again. Or what's left of it. Okay, hello. So lots of supplies. Building materials, iron plates, fuel. I'll take the book. This would all be extremely useful if we're going to be building. If we do decide to build in this area, we could plunder a lot of this stuff and save a lot of time and money. We have some weapons in here too. Flesh cleaver's a new type of weapon. Can you loot it? Okay. Hacker class. They're a little bit heavy, but hackers are pretty good all around. Armor pen, robot damage, human damage. Ninja blade though, we were looking for two of them actually. And a topper. These will be worth some money, so we'll just load those up. Let's move these ninja blades around. Yeah, you can hold on to that. So Beckus can keep the mid-grade salvage. I'll have to use the topper as a secondary. Toppers are interesting. They're just like an advanced katana. But the ninja blades would be great. Great training weapons. Entirely cutting damage, very low weight. The book we found, this book here, when we do start researching technology or upgrades, you need basically research items. And books are the lowest tier one, and you need many, many books. So we'll just take that one. It's worth money, if nothing else. I think I have a bit of a plan to start getting things rolling. Oh, it's just another way station, ran by the tech hunters. And it's just another resting point, mechanical shop, and a robotics workshop. So if we needed prosthetics or we had any skeletons that needed anything, be great there. But let's just hawk our old stuff, those swords that we picked up. Okay, we're in decent shape. We need some human food for Haysorm here. They do have dried meat. This food cube's good too. Not quite as efficient money-wise, but efficient enough. Give them a couple of those. And we have enough of this fowl meat for the hivers. And I think we're going to buy the sleeping bag. I think we're going to rest up here tonight as well. Beckus and Haysorm definitely need it. So they get some cheap beds upstairs. Well, not too cheap, I guess. Let's see who else is down here. Drifter we could hire. Another drifter. No one too interesting. Just more random recruits. We'll be looking for them soon enough. Right now we're just going to save a bit of cash though. Okay, we should be in good enough shape to continue on. Some of the bandits that patrol the area can be a bit rough, but we don't need to be completely full for them. Yeah, we're just going to make our way west, and then sneak up north here. Okay, we just discovered what I was looking for. A city called the Hub here. And if we can get the camera vaguely the right way... No, I can't quite see it. We'll be reaching it soon enough. This city is where a lot of the other starting scenarios start from. It's pretty barren. But it's got a couple good bars, a couple services, and there's always a lot of action here. Multiple bandit types, lots of guards, and none of it's too threatening. Don't have to worry about skimmers, any other predatory animals. And we're just kind of use it as a refuge. It's not United Cities territory. Holy Nation claims it, but they ran by the Holy Nation outlaws. The Holy Nation doesn't really have any power here. And as you can see, it's mostly a big ruin, but all of these buildings are purchasable. And we can repair them. But because it's neutral, none of the three major factions, or 2.5 major factions, really runs it. We can use it as a bit of a sanctuary. You have someone with a bounty, someone with a missing slave. Here's about as safe a place as any as we can get. And there are enough resources out here that will make us self-sufficient. First thing, like this plateau. We got some iron. Doesn't look it, but it's decently arable. Down here's another good spot. But yeah, we can see there's chunks of iron, chunks of copper, and all over this place. So it's great to get started. So we're just going to set up a bit of a camp. Probably leave Beckus and Hasorn, do a bit of work. And Merseco's going to keep moving out. Doesn't want to stay tied down. This bar doesn't... I just got this one drifter who's sitting on another drifter. He's a crossbowman, so he'd be expensive. But what do we need to get started? That house is 12,000. Plus the cost to repair it, which is now a bit more than we can afford. It's also one of the biggest ones we can get here. This one's also a good size. I like this one. Comes with a bit of a view. So there's one more friendly city in this area that we'll check out. And we'll find a way to make some money. For the other guys, it might just be some raw labor. From Seiko, it might be something a little more interesting. So we can see it just coming over the cliffs here. Not far from the hub at all. The town of Squin. This is ran by the Shek Nation. They're not too fond of humans, hivers, but they're also not aggressive. They've recently have a new leader, and she's promoting peace instead of just constant warfare. I wonder if any of these guys have bounties. No. But we'll go see what Squin has to offer, and then plan our next move. Oh, they have an armor shop, weapon shop. Probably not any armor that we're going to be looking for. But we'll see. Light jackets are good. The medium. Samurai armor is good heavy. It has a bit of light. Drifter samurai cloth pants. I think it's better to save some money right now. Need it for food and supplies, and defensively we're not doing too bad. A couple potentially interesting people in the bars though, so we'll take a quick look. There's Rain the Giant, or Rane the Giant. I don't know what's the right pronunciation, but she's a unique... She's a unique recruit. You a warrior? I know how to handle myself. 7,500. So she's good. She starts off with decent stats, but 7,500 is just a bit ridiculous for us right now. Horon, I don't think is unique. How about earning yourself the loyalty of a Shek warrior? What's the catch? 3,500 to be free. Yeah, again, that's half our money almost. Well, here's Kang. Here's another unique. Expensive though, 6,000. Too rich for us right now. Maybe shortly. It's good to have Sheks around. They're just typically stronger than humans would be. They eat a little more as a downside. As far as a combat character goes, you can't go wrong with Shek. And last up, we'll just check this travel gear. Sometimes he's got some good backpacks. Full-size thieves. Don't want to spend any money. But Squin is another good starter town. Large buildings for sale. Here's one. Here's one. And it's also pretty plentiful with the resources out of town. You can easily send out groups for mining, quarrying. Guards are always close. Guards are always nearby. Okay, here we go. The last unique. Ruka, you look at my horns, Bugman? I really couldn't care less about your horns. Good, because I can still prove my worth in battle without them. I have a question for you, Bugman. What do you do if you're outnumbered on the battlefield? Fight tactically. You take out the weakest opponents first. Truth. We must even the odds against us when our situation looks bleak. We fight the enemy to death, and we die with honor on the battlefield. But I didn't die. I awoke, surrounded by death, but still alive. They labeled me a deserter and cut my horns on my return. I'm no longer a warrior, but a servant. But you fought bravely, you didn't deserve that. Perhaps. Either way, I will not remain here as an unclad warrior. But you seem different to the other outsiders I've met, Bugman. Let us band together. I'm intrigued to fight alongside you. Yeah, sure. What can go wrong? So yeah, we'll take the free recruit. So yeah, this is Ruka. She is a Shek, so 125 across the board. Flat out stronger. But she does use a bit of 25% more food. She comes with a plank. This weapon is way too heavy for her right now. Way too heavy for anybody. And her shirt and some armor and some boots. That's not bad. We'll try to upgrade her boots. Good for now. Like the others, we want to get her a katana or some light weapon for training. But in the meantime, she can swing that 12 kilogram plank around. Planks. Oh, bag check. Smuggling check. Remove your effects, Bugman. Show them your gear. So unlike the holy cities, unlike the United Cities who do bag checks, the Shek aren't going to plant anything on us. They are just looking for narcotics. And as long as we're clean, they'll begrudgingly let us through. But we're back in the hub, and we're going to formulate a plan. Mistego doesn't like the situation in the United Cities. He wants to return, see if he can help anyone else escape, get their freedom. Free from the law. Beckus and Haystorm, they're not too interested in going back, but they like the idea. So they're going to stick around here. They're going to start doing some work, making some money with Ruka. While Mistego and Sans are going to split up and head back into the United Cities. Looking for anyone that wants to get out. Reconvene here in relative safety. So he's going to set out. The others are going to work until we can afford to fix up one of these houses. Make it a bit of a sanctuary for those that need it. But let's check on our food first. So yeah, Haystorm has a bit of food cubes left. Beckus has his junk. Ruka doesn't have anything, so we'll just get her stocked up. Gohan is really good. So we're looking at your value 400, 440, nutrition 75. So that's like, almost. I kind of look at, if the value is equal to the nutrition times 10, it's a decent score. It's kind of where the dried meat is. 150, 84, about half. So Gohan's up there as well. Definitely worth it. So we look at the cooked vegetables, they're 25 for 272, so not a great prospect, comparatively. Picked up some chainmail sheets from somewhere. I'll sell that off before I leave. Oh, some bandits walking through town. We could jump them, but that's rude. We'll see if they jump us when we're outside. So I'm gonna make a new squad. This will be the hub. These will be the Wanderers. I want some escaped servants. So these are former holy servants from the Holy Nation. They're part of the Holy Nation Outlaws, so they if anything, kind of run this place. That said, they are not allied with the bar. The bar is run by, who are these guys? By the Trade Ninjas. They're kind of a unique faction just around the hub. So even if these holy, or these escaped servants attacked us, the bar guards would come to our rescue. So it's a really good place. One of the reasons it's a good place to start. Mistako's going to say his goodbyes for now, and they're going to head out. Meanwhile, these three, they're going to get to work. The closest work is this iron vein down here. So it's not the most glamorous work for them, where you... it's a start, and it'll get them money to keep their food going. Which is something I should have grabbed for Mistako. Oh well, I'll grab it at the way station along the way. So these three are just going to hammer on this iron resource until it starts producing some iron, and then we can take it back to town and sell. But there are always bandits around here, and there will be many times they want to attack us. So when that happens, we just run back to town, use the guard's help, and then back to work. Okay, so we got a pretty good load. So our iron miners are going to return back to town, sell off, and do it again. And this is one of the ways you do strength training. So they're all loaded down so much that the total weight is way up. Their encumbrance high, so they get a strength XP bonus, so 25%. So that'll increase your strength just from carrying this stuff back. Oddly enough, I didn't get attacked. It's rare it goes by that you can actually mine for a day without some bandits harassing you, but it didn't happen. And Mistako and Sans are entering the Deadlands. This will be fine for the two of them, because I think bone dogs are immune to the acid, but hivers are for sure. We have these flying robots all around. They won't trouble us. You don't see them very many places. And then lots of ruins. Lots of other stuff. But we're going to go right through it. Last time we went through this way, it was dark. So everything was good. But it's only 7 AM right now. We do not want to travel this area in the daytime. We will at some point, of course, but we'll leave that for later. So yeah, this is Acid Rain. Doesn't look like the Bone Dog is affected, which is good. Humans in check, they would just take constant damage. These guys are dangerous. So we have these iron spiders, ancient protectors of the place. They're very slow, thankfully, because they are tanks. 200 stats across the board. High attributes. A lot of these are dormant, so these ones won't bother us. But these ones will. They'll attack anything. And we are not in a position to fight back. But they're slow. Yeah, the Deadlands. Nothing grows here. Nothing really lives here. Water's acidic. The soil's acidic. This is an old armory. It'd probably be stupid to go check it out. Let's check it out. Stuff like this isn't usually undefended. But we can poke our head in and run away. Probably iron spiders inside. If not the weaker ones out here, there might be stronger ones inside. But before we do that, let's go back to town. Looks like we missed some fighting in here. Too bad. Always good to get the experience for it. Especially since these guys are still low level in that regard. Let's check out Ruka. I guess we never did yet. 5 strength. That might have a lot of in from now. 8 dex, 10 perception. Lots of 10s. So she's not quite fresh. We'll get these guys back to work. We're gonna sneak for what little good it'll do. Okay, lots of iron spiders. We're not hanging around. Oh, these are just security spiders. So these are stronger than the ones outside. They don't have the hit points, but their tributes are higher, and they're still slow. Way out of our price range, or way out of our pay grade. They should eventually turn back. These ancient armories are typically great to raid for high-level armor, high-level weapons, and all sorts of ancient supplies. We should be safe for a while. So we've discovered Black Desert City. So even though this is the Deadlands and nothing lives here, there's a city we can go to. Very interesting one. I can navigate without seeing. It's kind of hard to see because it's always very dark and it's always acid rain. But it looks like this is the place. So this is a skeleton city, and these are the guys I didn't show off originally by accident. But they are robots. They are thousands of years old, and they're another unique playable race. There are a couple subtypes of robots, or skeletons. Typically won't see many of them. Although one is recruitable, and a few other ones are enemies. So these guys are all living here just to, you know, avoid dealing with everyone else. You got a whole bartender even. Don't sell human food, so I hope you brought your own. Tell me about this place. Not a lot to say. We settled here after life grew chaotic on the outside. But those times were so long ago, no one here has a clear memory of our days before the city. What we do know is that we're safer here, across the acidic ground and hidden away from any war zones. Only downside of our isolation is lack of occupation. Inactivity can be terribly unhealthy to some, both for the mind and body. Yeah, electronics components, fuel, grog, you know, everything a robot needs. But we got one we can talk to here, Sadniel. Another organic one, must be the trillionth person I've met. You all blend in after a few hundred years, whether you're bug-eyed, horned, or original flavor. Then after a few thousand, I can read you like a book. You know how dull that is? Dull enough to make you mope hopelessly in a dead town while the rest of your kind prattle on about seized sprockets and rusty knees and an endless orgy of ailment resentment. Yeah, sounds like you'd enjoy life more if you left town. Tried going back to the outside once. It smelled funny and there were far too many flies. Not to mention all the killing and, oh that's right, the cannibalism. Awful place. Don't exaggerate, it's not that bad. Easy for you to say, you're one of them. Killing is in your blood. No doubt you'd eat your own offspring if it took your fancy. What a burden hunger must be. How about you leave with me, stretch your legs and roam free. Roaming free is overrated. I wouldn't recommend it. Go on. I'll join you, but only because I'm weak and give in easily to peer pressure. So we have a skeleton. So as he kind of alluded to, they don't have a hunger meter. Skeletons do not need to eat. Or shocking. But then 200 hit points across everything. They heal a little differently than humanoid races do, the organic races. So for every damage they take, they need a robotics kit to bring them back up. And as they take damage, they will semi-permanently lose hit points. So hit him in the head a few times, he goes to 198, repair it up, he's at 199, whatever. And you need to go to special repair locations. Probably all over here, actually. Yeah, so we got these robotic, or skeleton repair beds. And that'll repair any robot or robotic limb to back to full HP. But there's one more place I want to show off here at the city. It's a place we're going to get familiar with at some point. Just a big ruined building here across the bridge. And try to get up the stairs. Now we got some friendly security spiders. But more importantly, we have a merchant, a human customer. How many years has it been? And just look at the state of this place. Welcome, dear Huma. Welcome, dear. So they don't actually recognize hivers. You've been in the secluded so long they don't know what hivers are. Please excuse the mess. Anything shiny, Dak hordes. Simpleton, really. I'm sure his mind was fried when he got hit in the back of the head back some time ago. Old magazines, fragments of old wreckage, funny shaped rocks. We don't have much of anything much of use here. Then, of course, one man's junk is another man's treasure. So how can I help you? So this guy sells the best weapons that we can actually buy for the most part, and in grades we haven't even seen yet. So we've seen those Katan number 2s before, Katan number 3s. These marks are a tier above that, so we just got to Mark 2. Yeah, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. And then he sells even better. Crossbows are a bit separate. Edge. So then there's Edge 1, Edge 2, Edge 3. And these are the best weapons you can buy. You can craft weapons that are close if you have a master weaponsmith. But the best they can do is an Edge Type 2. And your Edge Type 2s are slightly worse than these skeleton Edge Type 2s. So then the 2s and 3s are better. There's one more tier that is available, but they're unique, and at best there may be one, typically only one of each type of weapon better than that in the game, and they're all held by typically incredibly special characters, like the Emperor, some of the high-level generals, faction leaders, that sort of thing. But the weapons here are way out of our ability. 25,000 for Mark 1. You can buy a little bit of everything, and in all sorts of ranks, and some miscellaneous. So these AI cores are used for research. A lot of this is just junk for selling, crafting materials, maps of places. Skeleton repair kit. We might want one of these for Sadneil. That's still $4,000. We might find one somewhere. But yeah, the skeleton smith shop is very useful. When we can actually afford to put it to good use. Yeah, let's head back down. Skeletons too, they're immune to acid rain. Obviously, that's why they got the city out here. But let's just continue out of the Deadlands, catch up at this way station again, checking on the miners. Oh. Anyway, we got jumped by some outlaws along the way. But Sadneil took some damage, so we're not going to want to let that stay. The repair kit's a little cheaper here, so that's what we'll do. And yeah, we can see now we've repaired them. It's only at 198. So eventually we'd have to find a more permanent repair solution. You'd also see a nice advantage. So like if Merseco took damage, we could bandage it up and it wouldn't get any worse. We'd have to rest to heal it. Not with a skeleton. Like you can use a repair kit and bring him back to full fighting form pretty quickly. Well, we're good from here. Let's guess make our way to Hang. Her eyes dart nervously. You from the dunes? Yeah, why do you ask? I'm in trouble. The nobles will be coming for me soon. They'll probably send me off to the vault for to torture me. Cut out my tongue. You can help. I need to get out of here. Yeah, what can I do to help? Can't just walk out of here that easily. I need to bribe the guards. But I need cats to do it. 3,000 cats should be enough. I'll make the cats. I got a big time. I swear I'll make it up to you. So I think, yeah, so this guy is kind of the trouble we're looking for to help. So I think we'll hire this guy. We're going to fix your posture first. Okay, sure. So one more refugee to the group. I think there's one more bar here. Check that before we go. Yeah, here it is. Well, this one's packed. Natural born farmer right here. Yeah, we don't need a farmer right now. Free hiver for work. We'll work for food and 2,000 cat one-time fee. Yeah, he's cheap, but... Let's see who else we can run into. Another hiver. Need a farmer outlander? Growing crops runs naturally in a blood the hiver worker. Only charge 4,000. Again. Suture wounds, plenty of broken bones, give you good going over. Need a dock? Maybe. How much will it cost? 6,000. Nope. The iron miners aren't bringing money in that fast yet. Oh, yeah, that's about enough time to bring in another load. And we're off to the next city. Stoat, Heft, Shobatai. And then back to Bark. Seal Kelp, yeah, being another new recruit, nothing. Just a generic. Another couple hivers. Oh. Why are you running at me? Just I thought my luck as a fugitive couldn't get any worse. Well, you found me. I can't let you live now that you see me drifter. I won't go back to the mines that easy. Well, another one of these going on. Sure. Don't do this, I can help. You need to believe anyone be on the side of a pitiful slave. After all, once a slave, always a slave, am I right? It's kill or be killed, won't go down without a fight. Oh, okay. So they're not convinced. We don't want to kill these guys. We'll, patch them up. Morsteiko's not about to turn them in for their bounty. Leave a spare first aid kit, yeah. Help, get to work. Oh, and he came with a katana. That's perfect. So yeah, it's just a rusting blade, but it's good to start with. Oh, what's going on? Oh, a skimmer. That's... well, they'll at least live. But we're not sticking around with a skimmer in the area. At least for now, it's nice not dealing with bounties and ex-slave status. Just walk in and out of town as we need to. So what do we got going on here? So let's quick check the bar. A few drifters. Another cheap one, but... oh, there's the third one. You look like someone who can appreciate a good wall. A wall? They're alright, I guess. Can't stop thinking about them. They're everywhere. Town walls, building walls, walls and chests, walls out of rock, walls behind walls, shield walls, cell walls, invisible walls, wall behind people, walls around our hearts, walls between my spouse and I, walls are everyone. This might be a stretch. Can you build walls for me? Can I? I'll build, toil, labor all day for the sake of making more walls. I don't mind, I'm good at it too. All I need is a 5,000 cat advance. After all, my service is behind a paywall. Oh, I'm thinking you're crazy. Can't afford that. Be an engineer or a laborer, though. Might come in handy. Kind of looking for that. Now that we have some plans in the hub. Rolling to Shobutai. I think we'll do the same thing here. See who's around. Skeleton just chilling out. They're pretty rare. Well, here's someone might be able to hire. Actually got some gear too, so a little different than the other ones. You're not one of the usuals, looking to team together. We're here for recruits. Well, specialties shooting. Give me a turret any day. Fighting with swords and bloodied hands or for animals. My fee is 6,000. Bit steep for a crossbowman right now. Let's back up to Bark. Let's double check who was up there. Lots of choice. Can spend our last few cats there. These goons are still mining away. So it's not great. Like iron sells for about 97. Almost 100 per piece. Enough to get you started. There's probably copper in the area. Worth a little more. The iron's closer. Yeah, some manhunters. Well, deal with this guy then. Hey, free pants. We're back at Bark. There are a bunch of people here that I think Seiko has plans for now. Hey, you there, I need employment. Fix you up, I really need someone to sponsor my research. So you can do so you want to do research. I can appreciate a good brain. How about you come with us? Need some fun first, kinda broke. I broke some stuff in a shop here. 2,500 cats covers it. Here you go. Let's get to work. This is Azumi. She's one of the uniques. High field medic. Decent science. Seiko needs someone smart. Because he wants to get things built. And a doctor, not a bad thing either. Yeah. Even his isn't that high yet. Who else did we have here? Gold gulp here to drink, lost memories too, roamer, or here to recruit? Oh, here to recruit, you? Both. Used to own my own bar in the Outlands for weary travelers. It's called it the Punchy Gar until Shek barbarians took over. But hey, I think myself lucky I escaped in one piece, even if I did lose my beloved bar. This damn is brewing up my homemade special sauce for the regulars. It's your chef. Cook for me. Huh, rare to find someone who actually needs a cook. My luck has finally started to change. Gotta charge you 6,000 cat fee though, for my own protection against the slave trade. 6,000's a bit steep. He's a fighter, don't need him. I know better farmer than a high farmer. Charge 4,000 cats if you're hiring. Sure. There. So this guy's just generic, that's why we got the customized screen. Wasn't looking for a hiver in particular, but a farmer would be good. Catch up on some food, and I think we can go back to the hub. Okay. At least got what we need to get started. Hoping that we'd find a few more wanderers in the desert, but no, just hirees. So that'll have to do for now. Okay, so we've made it back to the hub. 4 new recruits than we had last time, and Paper Steako's ready to kind of give his plans to everybody and let him know what he wants to get going in town. And I think that's a place to stop for the night. So thanks everyone for watching, and catch you later.